Okay, Monday, 11th of November 2024. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Money Monday, Bitcoin and all the rest of the stuff. In capitalism, there are more winners than losers. Now this is interestingly self-evident because mankind constantly is getting better and better. Today is ever so slightly better than yesterday, and noticeably better than, say, 5 years ago, and very noticeably different than 15 years ago, and almost night and day compared to 30 years ago. There's an interesting principle that I have in life that I kind of derive from this self-evident idea. That is, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Alternative to doing this or that or this or this, or learning this, going here, you name it. What's the alternative? It's a practical matter. And in economics, people instinctually, behavioral economics as far as humans go for the best option possible. They do the best deal. They go for the best thing that's possible for them in that time, in the context, place, skills, set, you name it. Why have this job here when they have that job there over here instead? They get pays more, easier hours, things like that. Always, what's the alternative? I did a video about this as well, actually, where mankind is constantly getting better and better, day by day, step by step. The world is developing and changing. So, in any situation, any economy as well, people would generally go for the best deal possible for them. The best deal, whatever it is. So a lot of people would go for unappealing jobs that we might not be willing to do for whatever reason. And those jobs would be better than what they have already. Goat herder or work in a factory, for example. Things like that. Very similar, very low paying, relatively speaking, but for them it would be a step up. And it's that right there, it's that step up. It's that step up because of technology, innovation, savings, very important. You don't have capitalism without capital savings, investment and beyond, foreign investment beyond, things like that, because it's a cheaper economy. Capital or money, let's say, people with their money go to where they're best treated, where it's got the biggest bang for their buck, the lowest taxes, things like that. So investors, businesses, you name it, are going to go to the cheap countries just to get a better deal, a bigger bang for their buck. Again, what's the alternative? A cheap country with low regulations, or an expensive country, not got much room to grow with regulations and bureaucracy? Well, obviously over here, because it's got more room to grow, nominally speaking and percentage-wise. Again, what's the alternative? So they're going to go to these countries, develop, build infrastructure, invest, who knows what else, go into the bond market as well, a real estate market, beyond. And that money is going to pour into that country, and over time things get better. The infrastructure, the economy, everything, investments increase over time. More construction sites are popping up, more things are happening, more capital is flowing into the country, therefore things gradually get better. People are going to look at the alternatives on the job market, or in general are going to be looking and think, well, what's better than, say, being a street cleaner? Oh, it's being an Uber driver, for example. They're going to go for the best option. Well, what's better being working in a factory or a street sweeper? What's better, being a goat herder or working in a factory? Things like that. Things get better over time because of capitalism. And we can see self-evidently in the world that there are more winners. The winners far outweigh the losers. I did a video about this as well, actually. The world is suffering in it. So accept it and move on. Did a video about that as well, actually. Accept and adapt. Just the world is as it is. Accept and adapt. People would have to work 12 hours to produce the food, the meat that you can readily afford in the supermarket. And that itself is important as well, because we can see by looking at, say, the products, things that are available to us in supermarkets, mankind is getting better and better, able to produce more stuff at more and more cheaper prices, able to produce, ship, store, and whatever else, even down to the grain, able to produce more of that and be using it more efficiently as well. Case in point, television. Look at the television in the 1950s, big, black and white and expensive, and over time, by people buying it and more investment and more technology coming in, it gets better and better. Now it's a long-term process, but it's a very good example of things getting better over time. And then you could say, well, with the TV, what's the alternative? Yeah, we've got a choice of black and white TV or a colour TV. Similar, same price, relatively speaking, what are you going to go for? The colour TV. Things get better over time. I'm sure I did a video about that. I'm sure I did a video about that as well. Things get better over time, but nonetheless, things indeed do. And mankind gets better all the time. And in capitalism, there are far more winners than losers. And how do we know that? Because we can look at the city at night, for example, and see how things are active, things are buzzing, people are doing stuff. There's light, the lights are on. That means surplus. People are able to produce more than they consume, and the surplus they have, they're able to have free time, have leisure time. And that's how lights are on, because they have more than enough energy, electricity, that they need for the, say, for the night hours, night days, that the surplus is stored or sold. Thus making electricity even cheaper, because there's more of it. There's an interesting idea. What is more useful for say, food security, rules and regulations, or just increased production that makes things cheaper and more affordable? Interesting. But really, in a very nuanced way, we could say both, but you can tell in a very distinctive, instinctive, both, down-to-earth way, cheaper. The cheaper things are, the more readily available it is, because the systems and the processes, the supply chains are well established, the production line is well established. The first TV would have taken a long time to design, develop, and manufacture en masse, but now they're easily and readily affordable. Same with the light bulb as well. It took a long time to figure it out, but once it was figured out, that's it, mass production. Very interesting. Once these, let's say, secrets of the world, these inventions or technologies are discovered or invented or whatever else, the first stages is hard, but after that, easy. And it's that level of innovation and technology on every single level makes it easy to produce things en masse. Chairs, cars, tables, houses, you name it, glasses, clothes. Once the process has been figured out, and the logistics and technology of mass production are understood, and investments and whatever else, and the customers, the markets identified, and the logistics and shipping is sorted out, things become cheaper and cheaper, more and more readily available. That's how you can go into places like IKEA and just buy whatever you need, furnish an entire home, like that. And it's amazing also how you can just go into IKEA and buy the stuff, as opposed to, say, having to find the trees, chop them down and carve the furniture. That table right there is readily available in a supermarket or in IKEA, let's say. There it was, ready and waiting for you. And that's evidence as well of there are more winners than losers, because there are people at every single stage of that table's lifespan, from tree chopping to carving to polishing and to shipping and to storage and to selling and retail. Each person was better off. And an interesting little way of checking that is to see it for yourself. Anecdotal evidence is, when you buy something, why do you say thank you? When you buy something, why do you say thank you? And why does the vendor, why do they say thank you as well? Because you're both better off. It's a win-win situation. You're both better off because of that simple trade. Two winners, win-win scenario. Well, the losers are the absolute minority. In this case, there are no losers, because you're both better off objectively. Why do you say thank you? Very anecdotal, but still nonetheless good principle. So in capitalism, there are more winners than losers, and that's powerful. That's very, very powerful. That's how civilization comes along, because there's more savings. You're producing more than you consume, and the excess you save. You're a winner right there. You're producing more than you consume, and the excess you save. You save and do other stuff with. That's powerful. That's how you can afford to do all these things. That's how you can ultimately afford the time to watch this video, because you've done so much work elsewhere. You have this free time, you can watch it. Powerful. Interesting concept in economics to understand. You don't have capitalism without capital, and in capitalism, there are far more winners than losers. Good fundamental concept to understand in life. Yes, powerful stuff. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.